Hi, let me introduce you to Charlotte's doll. Here she is in her white dress with a strand of coral beads and off-white leather shoes. Charlotte ordered the custom doll to look somewhat like the birthday doll that I did last year for Izannah Walker's birthday. This is the same fabric that I used on that doll, and it's got a lot of lace insertion and pagoda sleeves. Charlotte did want the bare feet. These are hand knit socks, and these shoes are ones that I made from a pair of antique leather gloves. They have silk ribbon ties and leather soles. Charlotte also asked for an alternate set of clothing. She liked this sheer cotton in plum and yellow, and so I've created a second dress for the doll in this fabric. She has a matching necklace to go with this outfit too. These beads are bones. They're fossil beads, which is kind of interesting. They are natural beads. They're not a synthetic. I'm going to swap her clothes out so that you can see how she looks in her second set. Both dresses have ties at the neckline, which were very common in children's clothing in the mid-1800s. This dress fastens with a hook and a thread loop. I chose to do that kind of fastening because this is a very delicate, thin fabric, and I didn't want to put very much stress on it. I use a variety of different fastenings. It kind of depends on the fabric, but I felt that for this one, a hook and thread loop would be the best. Under her dress, she has a chemise trimmed in lace, an eyelet petticoat, and this is gorgeous eyelet, a second petticoat with a hem stitch and a crocheted edging. Her pantalettes and her chemise also are made of the same fabric with the same hem stitch and the same edging, so it's coordinated. And then it has the delicate cotton lace ruffles around the sleeves and the neckline. For the second dress, Charlotte asked that it be hemmed shorter so that the pantalettes show. Let me just put her in this one. This dress also closes with a hook and eye. Again, because this is a fragile fabric, just thread her little feet through here. Pull the skirt up. Put the arms in. This has pagoda sleeves also. There's a couple of rows of gathering halfway up the arm, and Charlotte particularly likes additional gathering on the bodice, so there's 3 rows of gathers up above the waist. Just get the sleeve placed through here. This doll has 2 curls in front of each ear and 5 curls across the nape of her neck. You'll be able to see those ones in the back when I turn her over to fasten her dress. Okay. It'll take me just a second to get that hooked. There we go. And tie these strings. This is a very thin tie. It's about 1/8 of an inch. she is. The skirt has a wide growth tuck. It's like 1800s children's clothing had in them. It allows you, if the child grows, to remove the stitching and lengthen the skirt. It has a very deep hem. It has like a 3-inch hem in this, which looks particularly good with the sheer fabric. And if you see, the dress is short enough that the top of the panelettes does show, which makes it look very summery. Then her necklace can be changed out for the matching beads for this dress. I did use barrel clasps on these because they're a little bit easier to use on these tiny necklaces that are very short, where you don't have very much room to fasten them. So here she is in the plum and yellow floral dress with the plum-colored fossil bone beads. Charlotte also is going to be getting another matching piece of fabric to go with this dress because she's going to make a bonnet for this doll. She's one of my Izannah class members, so she's a great doll maker and a wonderful seamstress, and she happens to have a piece of antique straw lace that she's going to use for the brim of the bonnet, and then use this coordinating fabric for the back of the bonnet and the ties. So that's going to go along with her. And here's another sewing project for Charlotte. It's a piece of purple and gray plaid silk taffeta, which she particularly likes, and she enjoys hand sewing very much, so this will be wonderful for her. This has a wonderful hand and it's excellent to sew on, and she's going to make a dress for the doll out of that. And I'm including another set of beads to match this fabric. So Charlotte's doll is about ready to begin her journey. It'll take her a few weeks to get there because she has to go through customs. So Charlotte won't have her right away, which is why I decided to make this video for her, so that she can have something to watch while she waits for the doll to arrive. I think this one turned out really well, and I hope Charlotte loves it and that she's happy in her new home. Now, for coming attractions. I do have these two dolls that I'm working on. They'll be finished fairly soon. They're not spoken for. I work on a number of dolls at once, although when they get to a certain point, I stop and work on dolls that are custom ordered, if I have any. And then these dolls that I'm just doing to sell without, being spoken for, they do come later. So these are partially finished. We got to the point where I went ahead and finished Charlotte's doll, and I didn't get these done yet, but they will be for sale in the near future. This one has curls across the back and the two curls in front of each ear. She also has the scallops on her hairline, which I do love those wavy scallops. There's been a couple of Izannahs that have come to light recently that have had those, and I was inspired by those to do this type of hairstyle. It was a lot of fun. I really liked it. This doll has wispy little tendrils of hair that come around to frame her face, and just a short fringe in the back. I think she's really sweet. She's very serious, kind of just a shy little girl, and I think she can just be adorable when she's done. The last coming attraction I have is several people have contacted me and are really anxious to come take my Izannah retreat. So I'm going to try to hold it again this year. I've decided that the best possible weekend would be the one closest to Izannah Walker's birthday. Her birthday is the 25th of September, and that's in the middle of the week, so I'm going to go for the 28th, 29th, 30th, and of September and the 1st of October. You guys can watch the blog, and there'll be details posted there. And that's the end of my coming attractions. If you would be interested in either of these two dolls, just let me know. Obviously, I haven't done the rest of the legs and arms and clothing yet, so you'd be able to pick bare feet or painted boots and your clothing choices. Thank you. I'm glad you stopped by to visit. Please come again.